Welcome, friends. We are in the midst of an adventure. We took off from Halifax some hours ago, and it crashed to desktop following today's patch. So, being the dogged, determined soldier that I endeavor to be, I went to the boards and I found an issue about the update and the patch, and I made some changes and we tried it again. The original plan was to fly from Halifax to Dallas, Fort Worth, and I was in the midst of executing that plan again, but it was just too... it's been a long week, and it's Friday, and we were dealing with 105 knot headwinds. So I said, screw it, we're diverting. So right now we are on approach. No ATC, I've deactivated it just because it's acting screwy. Or actually, it's not acting screwy. While I was able to change my flight plan here in the cockpit, I wasn't able to get ATC to understand that my flight plan had changed. Anyway, we're headed to Cincinnati Municipal Airport, Lunken Field, KLUK, KLUK. ILS runway 21. We are 21 miles out right now, and it's 6,000 feet, just about damn near perfect.
Landing gear.
Airport elevation is about 400 feet. Runway length is about just a little over 6,000 feet, so comparatively short runway, but not alarmingly so. You'll notice that even without ATC's help, and I use the term loosely, glide slope coming in for the ILS runway 210, which is also showing up here on nav1, ILUK, India Lima Uniform Kilo 110.9. Right there you see green diamond's coming down, showing us 18.8 nautical miles from the airport. We'll shallow out our descent rate even more. Right now we're descending at 600 feet per minute. We'll switch that over to 400 feet per minute. And we should expect to make a left turn here momentarily to intercept the localizer. At least that's the plan. Yeah, hugely frustrating when it crashed the desktop. I don't know. I thought I was somewhere over Pennsylvania when it crashed. Just blinked off. I don't know. Could still happen. Search me. Anyway, airspeed's good. 17 miles out. I'd like to be able to get, some form of landing clearance, but I can't seem to find it on the airport list of airports near me. I wish there was a way to filter this out so that it only showed airports that, you could land at. There's KLUK. Make straight in. All right, good. Let's react. You know what? Just in the interest of trying to at least make it slightly decent as it relates to, landing. We should at least have landing clearance before we land, don't you think? I think so. Anyway, we're looking really good. We might as well depressurize now while we're thinking about it. Just about ready to switch over to APPR. In fact, let's switch over to APPR. I'm still waiting for that left turn, though. Luckily, we've got good weather. I mean, it's clear. Well, mostly clear, kind of hazy. But there's that left turn. Fantastic. Let's do a notch of flaps. Oh, come on, set 170.
Landing gear.
Okay, we're looking good. Yeah, I wanted to go all the way to Dallas, but we wouldn't have gotten in until late. 50 degrees Partly cloudy in Cincinnati right now. Beautiful. Works for me. We're on the glide slope. You can see GS. So that's very good news. 12 miles. Continue slowing. Put our gear down. Let's see if this crashes it to go outside. Ooh, nice clouds. Gear down.
Landing gear.
Looks good. Oh, and we still have cockpit screens. Slow it down to 140. We got 11 miles out. And full flaps. Anyway, I wanted to go to Dallas, and if we hadn't had the crash to desktop, which ate into our time budget by 2 hours, we would have made it. Actually, probably right about now we'd be landing in Dallas, but it was obvious it wasn't going to happen. I mean, I didn't want to be sitting around here for another 2 hours waiting to get to Dallas, so I said, screw it. We're closing in on Cincinnati. Let's go to Cincinnati. Now, the last time I was in Cincinnati, I don't think I've ever been in Cincinnati in the longitude. The last time I was there was in the TBM, but I've never landed at KLUK, KLUK. I've always landed at CVG, at the big airport there in Cincinnati. So this is a little fun. I think that's our runway right there. Oh, God, this thing. There's our runway. Right there. Let's get that yoke back. Lined up nicely. There's 2-1 left right there. There's 2-1 right. There's 2-1 left. I see a Vossi, I see a red, and I see a white. That makes me happy. We're all configured for landing. Except we want our landing lights on. Don't want to forget that. We got full flaps. And we got gear down. Looking good. Cincinnati, here we come. Let's go outside for a sec, shall we? Looks sweet. A little window shot, maybe, of Cincinnati. That looks pretty slick.
Cessna 3 Bravo Whiskey cleared to land runway 21 left. Wind calm.
Wind calm. Nice. Yeah, I don't know. I feel kind of guilty not at least getting landing clearance. Doesn't look like winds calm up here at 1,800 feet. It looks like winds are out of the west-southwest at 13 knots. But apparently on the airfield, the winds are calm. That's good, though. That bodes well for a comparatively smooth landing. We'll deactivate or disconnect. Winds are changing here. Disconnect the auto throttle.
3 mile final runway 21 left.
Showing us a little bit low. I'm seeing reds on the Vossi, so we're going to disconnect the auto throttle here. Just before we get the 500 call out, there's the outer marker indicator.
Autopilot.
I have the airplane. Looking good. All lined up. Still seeing reds on the Vossis, but that corresponds to what I'm seeing on the glide slope indicator right there next to the CDI on the PFD. Now it's down to back to white and red again. It is going to be an exit to the right.
500.
Red over white on the Vossi.
500.
500 call out. Red and white on the Vossi, the vertical approach slope indicator. Looking good, looking really good. Airspeed's perfect. The white and white. Back to red and white. Gears down, reconfirm. Heading is correct. 208 for runway 21 left. All right. Winds are calm. It's true. Let's see if we can make this turn here on the right. Just make it. Yes, we are going to make it.
Cessna 3 Bravo Whiskey, contact ground on 121.9er.
All right. Well, welcome back to the United States of America.
121.9er Cessna 3 Bravo Whiskey.
After our wild round-the-world trip with the occasional bugs that we've been dealing with, and today's very frustrating crash to desktop and so forth, all things considered, though,
November 34 Bravo Whiskey taxi to parking.
won't complain. All right, there's our beautiful girl. Bring in those spoilers. Bring in the flaps. We got our parking arrows now.
General aviation parking using taxiway Charlie Alpha Cessna.
Right on the line. That looks good. Let's go back inside. Anyway, yeah, so welcome to Cincinnati. Landed at KLUK. Fix our lights. Pulse is off. Wing inspection. Get that taxi light on. Turn off our timer. 3 hours 11 minutes since we took off from Halifax. The original flight time estimate was 3 hours and 46 minutes all the way to Dallas. So you can see that's we would have been going for a while. Anyway, let's go ahead and taxi to parking and wrap this up. Yeah, I really wish I could isolate what is it that causes it to CTD. And I know this is a problem that is plaguing lots of users, but I've also noticed, just based on what I've heard and read online, is that there's a lot of people with, you know, they're overclocking or they're home built, but I'm not doing anything like that. I have not overclocked anything. I don't have any mods. I mean, it's a completely clean install. It's a brand new PC. So I do wonder what is it that would cause it to, you know, crash to desktop? Is there a theme? Because I would avoid it. You know, if I was doing something, the times it's crashed to desktop, most of the times it's crashed to desktop, and there's been, I don't know, since I've had the game since August, maybe 8 times it's crashed to desktop. I didn't even do anything. I was just sitting here. And that's a little frustrating. But anyway.
Approaching runway 03 left.
Ain't nobody landing or coming in.
Runway 03 left. 4,200 feet remaining.
All right, here's our parking spot. Okay, got a big old U-turn to make here. All right. I want to see if we'll get flashlights. Local time, 10:55 here in Cincinnati. Flashlights or no flashlights? There they are. Give me the X. Oh, for God's sakes. There we go. All right, well, we made it. We made it. Kill that right engine. Turn off our anti-icing equipment. Nice night, 8 degrees out. I think it was actually 8 degrees when I left Halifax. Now that I think about it. I never did turn off that taxi light. Sorry, dude. Anyway, they parked us right up next to the... What's going on in here? What is this, a nightclub? Is that... Can you see that? Look. What is going on in here? Man, I picked a perfect parking spot. That's great. Anyway, it looks like there's a nightclub inside the airport here at KLUK. Anyway, we're parked nicely, safely, as we continue our western-bound trip around the world from Halifax to Cincinnati, Ohio. We'll move from here to Dallas tomorrow, I presume. From Dallas to Reno, formally concluding our round-the-world trip, and then maybe wrap up with a trip south to my home airport, John Wayne, Orange County, where I've been gone from for a long time. This has been a long trip. Okay, we'll kill that left engine and drop to the logbook screen, I hope, although you never know. Let's find out. Here we go. Didn't drop to the logbook screen this time. Maybe because this wasn't my original destination, since my original destination was Dallas. But let's go ahead and see what happens here if we turn off our generators, battery, APU gens off, and electrical. There we go. All right, so 3 hours, 6 minutes, 23 seconds from Halifax to Cincinnati. Little extra time built into that flight because we did overfly Cincinnati and then have to turn northeast and then southwest just to get in the pattern, so to speak. But in any event, nice, qualified as an entirely night flight, night takeoff, night landing. That's pretty rare for me. But anyway, kind of a frustrating day here for me. When the sim crashes the desktop for no apparent reason. But my second attempt worked, and I'm glad I gave it a second attempt because it was nice. And I'm also glad that I was able to do a divert. You know, it's a little intimidating sometimes having to figure out how to divert to an airport, enter the appropriate information into the FMC, and so forth. But it worked, and we're safe in Cincinnati. Thanks for joining us.